And we welcome you back to America's Forum. I'm John Bachman alongside Miranda Kahn. Pete Hoekstra's with us as well. Also, we're going to bring in Geoffrey Nathan, who's joining us live via Skype from Boston. He's a criminal defense attorney. We're going to take a close look at the Boston Marathon bombing case. The case went to the jurors for deliberation today, and there's not a little question about whether or not Tsarnaev was involved here. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. His lawyer says, but the real question is, will it be life in prison or the death penalty? Geoffrey Nathan, what is your take here? Do you expect a quick deliberation period from this jury?
No, I think there's going to be a very lengthy deliberation period because of the means by which the government indicted him on very complex series of indictments. The jury got to go through every single one of them, compare them to the evidence, and a lot of them, the evidence just isn't there. So you're going to see the vast majority of the indictments. Yeah, they're going to hang them on the majority of them, but a lot of the lesser included offenses are going to be what's hanging up the jury, and it may not be able to come to a decision on a lot of these indictments. So no, it's not going to be quick.
You know, if we could just change speed here for a minute, what's the liability here of the Rolling Stone magazine for, what happened in the story that they ran, and the possibility that the fraternity could actually successfully sue the Rolling Stone?
Well, first of all, about a lawsuit, there's one thing. You can always cobble together a lawsuit and pay the filing fee and serve them. The issue is, what are you going to get out of it? In order to prove libel, they have to have an affirmation that it was intentional, that they knew what they were doing was wrong, and I'm not so certain that that's going to fly in this instance, and I'm not sure it would serve the frat's best interest to throw this thing into suit anyway. So where this thing goes, who knows, but it certainly was an example of journalistic failure that we don't do here at Newsmax, do we?
No, we do not.
Sure.
Well, let's move on along now. We got another big case, the Bowe Bergdahl case. NCIS probed Bergdahl's computer history and found a pair of threads in which he expressed a desire to join the Taliban in one and to talk to Russian mobsters in the other. So how incriminating is this evidence?
It's the smoking gun. But here what you have is an example of bad lawyering. What his current counsel did is made a decision to cooperate in the investigation and just say, look, we're going to hand over all this material because we think it's exculpatory. I don't think he did his homework in as much as he's got a wealth of experience. He's a professor. He doesn't really practice in the hardcore nuts and bolts military law arena as I have for the past many years, defending soldiers charged with war crimes. And so, I think that what happened here is just you got an academic guy defending someone who's looking at spending the rest of his life at Fort Leavenworth. I think this guy's going to Bergdahl is going to do some serious hardcore time for his machinations.
Well, we know with Chelsea Manning, which is her name now, Chelsea Manning, formerly Bradley Manning, is doing 40 years in prison. Do you expect a similar type of sentence for Bergdahl based on what you've seen from the evidence so far?
More. Eventually, I think what his sentence is going to be is hobbled down by the convening authority actually to a 10. So he's going to get sentenced out of the trial court to life in prison. However, eventually that sentence will get pared down to 10 years.
I missed that. How long do you think Bergdahl will get sentenced for? And you've got about 20 seconds to answer. And what will the charge be? What will he be found guilty of?
Ultimately, desertion. His sentence by trial judge will be life in prison with the possibility of parole after 20. The convening authority, however, has the ability to fashion what they think is the appropriate sentence, which I think will be 20 with 10 to serve as a mandatory component.
Well, it's a long time away, but it'd be interesting to see what takes place as that trial plays out. Interesting stuff coming out. Tony Schaefer doing the legwork on that report on Bowe Bergdahl.
Got a lot in there.
There's a lot of information in there and worth the read. Geoffrey Nathan, thanks so much for joining us live via Boston from Skype. Also, Miranda Kahn, Pete Hoekstra. It's been a pleasure having everybody here with us for this first hour, but we're just getting started. 2 more hours to come here on America's Forum. We're going to continue to break down the Iranian deal. Plus, we got to talk about California's historic drought. Biblical, some are saying, is going to have biblical effects on the real estate market.